The Rams have had a very interesting season, to say the very least. This season has been weird. A couple of good win streaks, a couple of losing streaks, and now we enter this game at 9-6, taking on the 11-4 Cowboys in Arlington, Texas. They're one of the league's best offenses, but let's take a look at the Rams' schedule. How has this year unfolded? We had a horrible opening week where Craig threw 4 INTs. We lost, but then we rattled off 6 straight wins to bounce back after a slow start. We would lose 2 in a row. Then Craig got hurt. We would win 3 straight with Chad Bolton. Then ever since the bye week, we've lost 3 straight games, and all of them have pretty much been blowout losses. And one of those was a goose egg as well. So coming off the game against Seattle, Warren Terry fails to break out, which is going to be bad news for this defensive line. And now, a question here in the press conference about the Cowboys, the league's most high-powered offense. And I'm telling these guys that pressure is the key. If we can't get pressure on Dak Prescott with this really good offensive line and his good quarterback play, then we're not going to win the game. And we're going to be missing one of our better players on the offensive side of the ball, Donald Parson, who is going to be out with an injury. But I was already thinking about starting Reinhardt instead over him just to see a different look on offense, and so we're going to get that regardless. But now talking about some contract extensions, and Byron Young, I just don't think he's really earned the deal. I don't think he's earned a 3-year extension, but I'm still thinking about it, so we're going to move to Kenneth Murray for now. And for him, I think he played well when he wasn't hurt, and I want to see what he can do in hopefully another full season. So we're going to re-sign him to a nice 3-year contract. We're also going to re-sign Cooper Kupp, of course, to a 2-year deal, but he is kind of getting worse as the years go on, but he is putting up a great season. So, I mean, no indication of really him dropping off anytime soon. Drake Jackson definitely has not earned a contract. He has barely played, and when he has played, he only has a half sack, so not what you want to see there. We're going to bring back DJ Reed. I think he's been a pretty good part of the secondary. I'm going to try to bring back Steve Avila, but he wants some more money. I want to see some new options for corner, so we're going to let Taron Johnson go despite him being pretty solid this year, but he is 30 years old. Going to try to bring back Chris Barnes because I think he's been great since Kenneth Murray got hurt. We're going to negotiate for now with Zach Evans. We're going to withdraw for Ernest Brown and Nick Hampton. And then for Khalil Herbert, he's having a pretty good year. He has been good with us, but one issue is that he hasn't been able to stay on the field. So, do you bring him back? I don't think so. He is 28 years old, less than an 80 overall. I think you want to look elsewhere and see some better options. Going to try and bring back Nick Harris as some offensive line depth behind the rookie Zach McCoy. Now we're going to withdraw for Stetson Bennett. We're going to bring back Joel Botonio on a 1-year contract as he's been great at left guard. We're going to try and bring back Michael Hoyt, who I think is some really good depth at linebacker. And he's been on this team the entire franchise. But we're going to withdraw for Peyton and for Duke Shelley, who hasn't had much playing time this year. Elijah Cooks, we're going to let him hit the open market. We're going to let Giron Kearse test as well at 32 years old. We're going to let Deion Jones go. He was a replacement signing when Murray got hurt. And then for Graham Gano, you know damn well he deserves to be here, so we're going to bring him back on a 1-year contract. But now we have a true test against the Cowboys on the road at AT&T Stadium. We've got Mike McCarthy's 11-4 Dallas Cowboys here on the road in Arlington, Texas, folks. And they will start with the football as pretty much the league's most high-powered offense as they recover their own fumble on the opening kickoff. Oh, we almost had it. A true fumble, but it's scooped up, and the Cowboys will, at the end of it, start with the ball. Yard loose there by number 21. Who is that? Is that Zach Evans who just jarred that ball loose on the hit? What? The backup running back? That's incredible. 36 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions for Dak Prescott coming into this game. So he's been taking care of the football pretty well. Can this defense force a couple of tough throws from him today? I mean, I told us to put on some constant pressure, and we have done that in a couple of games this year, especially 2 episodes back. We had like 10 sacks, I believe, on Brock Purdy, and it was a nice way to win that game. 2 quick carries here for Pollard, which go for a total of 2 yards. 8 to go on 3rd down. They're going to have to throw it. Prescott's got good protection, but then he waits too long and takes a sack from behind. It's Hassan Reddick who keeps up his hot streak. But out comes the Rams offense. Chad Bolton once again under center because we can't bring Damon Craig off of IR just yet. Might not be able to the rest of the year perhaps. I'm not entirely sure if we can bring him back once the playoffs come around. Not really sure how that works, but we start our first drive from our own 45-yard line, so great starting field position. Gotta make do with it. Herbert gets 2 on his first carry, and on that pass, by the way, for Prescott, on the sack, by the way, not the pass, he had like 3 to 4 seconds of pretty good protection and then allowed the sack, so at least we got to him. Good protection here for Bolton. Plenty of time to throw, and he's downfield for Reinhardt. 22 yards across the 35. The rookie tight end starting today in place of the injured Donald Parson, and a nice chunk play down the field on Leighton Vander Esch, who is not the fastest linebacker in the league and should not be covering tight ends at all. 1st and 10 from the Cowboys 31. Clean pocket for Bolton, and he misses a wide open throw to Trevor Alford. Those are the kind of throws that you want back. Just a easy read that he doesn't make, and now Parsons gets to him on 2nd down. His first sack of the day. We're already seeing number 11 early on. A big loss brings up 3rd down and 18. Cannot take a sack here. We are in field goal range, but don't want to be knocked out of it. Bolton's got time, and he's got it complete to Alford, but a yard shy of the line to gain. Are we going to go for this or settle for a field goal? We're going to stay on the field. I love this. I don't care if we don't convert. I love the call from Coach Leak. 4th and 1. Bolton's got it to Kupp. He breaks a tackle, and he's got it inside the 15. And the drive stays alive. This might just pay off for us. I like the early aggressiveness against a really good team, the best team right now in our conference. Back to Cooper Kupp, gain of 6 more, but now Zach McCoy is going down, and that means that Nick Harris will have to check in at center as the rookie heads to the locker room. So another example as to why this offensive line depth is key. We go out to Kupp. He's got the 1st down, despite some pretty good coverage, I'd say, from Deron Bland on the outside. 1st and goal from the 2. Gotta punch this bad boy in now. Over the middle. Caught! It's Cooper Kupp. Right back to him, like 4 out of our last 5 plays. And it leads to a touchdown on the opening drive of the game for the Rams. I love seeing that. A nice stop by Hassan Reddick and company, and it leads to a score on the other end. That's good football. And we have now scored more points than our last episode, so that's fantastic. Next drive coming up for the Cowboys. They start from their 25. Play fake on 1st down. Hit as he threw. It's batted away by Richards. It's the first pass for Prescott, 0 for 1, and he had a lot of coverage down the field. 3 blue shirts in the area, only 1 white one. 2nd and 10. Back to the air. Flushed out and caught by Schoonmaker for a gain of 4. 6 to go on 3rd down. He's got a man open. 1st down for Vaughn, I believe. No, it's Thurston. Never mind. That was his first catch of the day. Dak Audibles here on 1st. Quick throw. Caught. Thurston once again. Pollard now in the backfield. He'll get the carry. He's got some good blocking by Tyler Smith. And leads to a 1st down and plus territory. From the 43, back to Pollard. He cuts it back inside and has another 1st down. Takes a big shot at the end of it, but he hangs on, and 2 good runs have the Cowboys inside our 35. Going to put points on the board for the first time in the game. Pollard works it outside, but it gets nothing. Back to the air. Good time, good protection, but it's dropped by Tony Pollard. Knocked away maybe by Chris Barnes. Now it's 3rd and 10. 5 runs, 5 throws for the Cowboys. Pretty balanced attack, but is it going to work out? Prescott on the move. It's batted down by Taron Johnson. Great job, because that was going to lead to a first down. His target was just across the line to gain. It does not get to number 13, Michael Gallup. Field goal team comes out for the Cowboys, and the kick is up and through. They're on the board. A short kickoff has us starting from our own 22 on our next drive. But that's going to be our first actual full-length drive attempt. Our last one was about half the field. This time it's about 80% of it. Only 1 yard here for Herbert. Still trying to figure out how we can put together a more, consistent running attack. I mean, he's had 4.4 per carry, and he's been pretty good when he's been playing. But I feel like we could be a bit better because we don't really have too many 100-yard games at all, or really any, I don't think, this season. Maybe the one for Zach Evans was it. But otherwise, pretty much no 100-yard rushing games, and that's got to change, I feel like. This pass is off the mark, and now we go 3 and outs. Well, they get it right back as their defense holds. First play of the drive, off the mark for Pollard. Just a bad throw by Prescott. Don't see that miss very often. He's usually pretty damn good on these short yardage situations, but that time, not the case. Gonna drive back again. Quick throw for Lamb over the middle. He gets 6. 3rd down. Good protection, and he's got Gallup up the seam. And a yard across midfield. That's going to end this first quarter. We flip fields to start the second quarter. Pollard back out there. He'll get the carry. Trying to go it off tackle, but he's got nowhere to go. Kind of ran right into a couple of defensive linemen. Do they go right back to him on 2nd down? Or back to the air? They're going to throw it. Over the middle. A little dump off. Well, they've had plenty of 3rd and mediums. Here's another one. Good protection, clean pocket, and Prescott's on the money for Gallup, who's pushed out of bounds by Johnson. That was a near perfect throw. New set of downs. Prescott's flushed out, and he fires back of the end zone. Out of reach for Lamb. The pass defense has been, not bad at all, but they are moving the ball now. Schoonmaker's got it. Gain of 6 and another 3rd and a 3rd and medium coming up, or thereabouts. Got to get to the 12 for a first down. And the defense hold these guys to a field goal. Trying to milk the clock a little bit here. This one is on the money for Pollard and caught in traffic. What is that, 5 or 6 straight completions for Dak? Actually, no, he had the one in the back of the end zone for Lamb. But besides that one, he's been kind of slinging it this drive. Out to Pollard, and he gets into the end zone, breaking a tackle from Chris Barnes, and Dallas jumps out in front. That was a very impressive drive. Can we answer back now? That was a 10-play, 4-minute drive. I would love to see us put together a drive like that to end this first half. It's still under 8 to go, so might have 2 drives in store for us if we can play some good defense and some good offense. In the gun on 2nd down. You flip it out to Kupp in the backfield, who breaks a tackle and fights for yardage, and he's got the first down. So 6 grabs and 32 yards for Kupp. Definitely want to get him some more yards. But we're just going to the short game right now. There's Reinhardt for 8. Gonna throw it again on second and short, and it's incomplete for Offord. Ball was thrown below and behind him, and he did drop it. It was off his hands. It's on both players right there. One of these guys has to make a play. Now we got 3rd and 2. Got to convert this. You hand it off, and Herbert's got it just barely. But right now, this running game is not opening up any holes. New set of downs for the Rams. Back to the ground. Herbert's with his best run today, and it goes for only 4 yards. Now it's Evans on 2nd down, but he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. Joso Digizua makes the tackle, and now we've got 3rd and 6. We can't stall here, can we? Right around midfield. We don't. It's Kupp, 1st down. We just keep feeding him. He's got 7 of our 10 completions. And plus territory now. Love to say that. We've already taken 4 minutes off the clock on this drive. This one's dropped by Kupp this time. Deron Bland came over and gave him quite a shot. 15 throws, only 5 runs for us, but I think it makes sense given the lack of productivity on the ground. Another one off the mark, this time for Reinhardt. Now we got 3rd and 10. You can't stall in no man's land, man. I won't have it. We've taken so much time off the clock here. The Cowboys bring the house. Bolton just throws it away. And now we're going to punt after a 4.5-minute drive that goes nowhere. That is soul-crushing. What happened to this team trying to throw the ball down the field, man? Every single pass we just had was, at the most, like 6 yards down the field. At the most. We've had one throw beyond the sticks, I think, and that was pretty much the first play to Reinhardt for 22 yards. You got to do better, man. You can't have Kupp make 7 grabs for 42 yards total. That's just not good enough, man. You're just throwing little 3-yard out routes the whole time. It's not going to get it done. That's why that drive went nowhere. The Cowboys now have a chance to go up by more than 3 to end the first half, and they've already scored 10 unanswered. The defense really needs to put together a stop here. Under 2.5 to go in the second quarter. Pollard tries to take it off tackle, but Chris Barnes has got him. Only a gain of 2. After an audible on 2nd down, they're going to go to the air. And it's on the money, man. What happened to this pass defense? It was good for the first drive and a half, and now Prescott is finding his guys pretty much every throw. Here's another one. Caught by Lamb at the 40. The Cowboys are going to tack on some points here to end the half. And right now this defense is getting no pressure on Prescott any longer. And the secondary continues to be very questionable. Like, you got to have better coverage. You can't just give 1 yard of separation and hope that your pass rush is going to get Prescott to make a bad throw. You just can't. You got to be better in coverage, too. But he's got some clean pockets, so neither facet of the defense right now is working well. 9 to Pollard right there on 2nd down, and we're up to our 30. Quick throw, caught, and a 1st down for Schoonmaker. 16 for 21 for Prescott. He was like 7 for 12. So, there's that. And he's also in the zone, which does not help us out at all. Another one caught. What is that? That's at least 10 straight completions. At least. The audible on 1st and 10. They still have 2 timeouts and about 15 seconds to go. Caught by Thurston. Short gain of 4. There's their 2nd timeout. Probably can do 1 or 2 more plays before they have to take the field goal. They're going to hand it off to Pollard. And he gets 4 more. They're just going to run the clock down now. So no touchdown, thankfully, but they got all the way to our 8, man. The defense all year long has been allowing these scores to end these first halves. It happens in about half the games that we've watched, they have done this exact same thing. A 2-minute drill, allowing them to drive down the field, sometimes score a touchdown, but mostly score a field goal. Now the Cowboys are going to have a full 6-point lead at the break. Well, that'll do it here in the first half. 13-7. Dallas in front here on their home turf, and they've scored 13 straight after we scored the first touchdown, the first score of the game. So things have only gone downhill for both sides of the ball since the first two drives. The Colts lead the Texans at halftime 7-3 with a game between two 500 or worse teams. Quarterbacks have both thrown at least one INT. And you got Patriots hosting Chicago over in Gillette. Mac Jones, still the guy over there in New England, but they're down by 14 at the break. And you got Tampa on the road in Atlanta. Little conference matchup here. Divisional matchup too, and they're going to be tied at the break most likely. And these two teams are actually pretty damn good. Both around our record. But got to play better here in the second half, especially on offense. Need to see Chad Bolton lead another touchdown drive here. We got to be able to move the ball down the field and threaten this Cowboys defense and at least make them tired out there. Get physical, be aggressive, and try to put together some long, sustained drives. On the 26, play fake. Bolton dumps it off for Herbert, and he's tackled shy of the marker. How many times are we going to see these dump-off passes? I've seen maybe a total of 2 or 3 passes in the entire game for us go beyond the line of scrimmage, but now Herbert breaks one off across our 45-yard line, first down and more. But I got to see better passing here. We can't just go for these 3-4-yard throws every time and hope for yards after the catch. There's another kind of a short throw. It's a bit further than I was saying, but we'll take 6 yards, I guess. Now we're in plus territory. Cowboys 48. Short throw, almost intercepted. Ross tried to jump that one for Kupp. Now we got a third down. Want to avoid having a punt once again in no man's land. Bolton fires, and it's broken up for Donald, his first target, and it's broken up. Come on, man. They got to be able to be better here. Your first target, it's on your hands, right off your mitts. How many times are we going to see this offense put together games like this where you just score once or twice and that's it, or not at all like last game? It's getting to be really bothersome. I know that we have a backup quarterback, but we've seen him sling it sometimes, and then sometimes he doesn't. I just want to see consistent play for once in this series, but we really have never had it at all. We've just been consistently inconsistent. 4 to go on second down. Play action. Prescott's got all the time in the world and still has yet to throw an incompletion since the first half. New set of downs for the Cowboys, and Pollard breaks one off here. He breaks a tackle, and that's just not good enough. Can't start to miss tackles like that, especially in the open field, Jaron Curse. Don't think I did not see that. They're in plus territory now. Up the gut. Pollard's got 10 more. This run defense is also becoming a big question mark for this team. We've seen several games now where we're allowing several chunk running plays. Good protection. Prescott's got it complete to Thurston inside the Rams 10. From the 7 to the air. Pollard's got it. Gain of 5. He's up to 15 straight completions at the very least. And Pollard's got his second touchdown today. 1 through the air, 1 on the ground now. And They're tacking on even more to their run that we still can't answer. You go for it for 2, and Pollard is held short. All right. At least we did something right. If we can't score here, I've got a bad feeling about this game. You know, we had a pretty much the best start that you could pretty much hope for. A stop and a touchdown, but ever since the opening drives for both teams, it's been just downhill and downhill and downhill since. After a 3-yard pickup on first down, we go to Kupp through the air, and he's got good blocking from Offord, and a big chunk play right there. Need more of those. That's more like it. Up beyond our 45 now. Herbert takes it off tackle, but literally nowhere to go. There was a guy waiting for him on the other side, and no chance to get past Tucker. A loss of 1. 2nd and 11. We dump it off for Kupp Bolton. There's no way that that is your first read. There's no way. I don't believe it. You lose another yard. Now it's 3rd and 12. This is what I'm talking about, dude. You just make things difficult for yourself when you dump it off the whole time. Had the one chunk play, and now we're back to a 3rd and 12. Bolton's got it complete. We finally get Trevor Offord involved. Hasn't done hardly anything all day. That was a good throw, though, by Bolton. And pretty much on the money. Way to corral it there by the rookie. And now Herbert breaks off his best run. Gain of 13 yards. And now we're in the red zone for the first time since our opening drive. From the 19-yard line. Herbert's not a lot. They can't settle for a field goal here. You got to go for a touchdown, and we just ran the ball twice to start the new set of downs. I almost never agree with that unless it works, which it didn't. 3rd and 6, and traffic incomplete for Donald once again. Another one off his hands. And what are we going to do? We're going to settle for the field goal. Pretty much a wasted drive. Just a wasted drive. You just wasted 5 minutes off the clock to settle for 3. You're not going to win playing like this. Pollard hit by Donald, his first good play of the day. They're going to do one last play before the quarter's over, and it's a first down. Still has not had an incompletion in over 15 attempts. Over 15 now. All right, the fourth quarter has arrived. Cowboys have the ball, looking like they're going to drive again down the field, as we cannot stop Dak Prescott at all. And the rushing offense, which has been one of the worst across the entire league, is having a pretty good day. 86 yards against us. They're not supposed to be this good on the ground, but they are against this defense. And now Pollard's up the sideline. 115 yards on 16 carries. This defense is officially bad. They're officially bad. I'm sorry, but it's true. You can't play this poorly against decent to good offenses and call yourself a good defense. You can't. Now they're all the way up to our 36-yard line. Play fake. Prescott launches, and it's caught inside the 15. Well, this game's definitely over now unless we get like a pick 6 here, because they're going to score. And if they do, we're not scoring twice to end this game. It's probably already over even without a score. We're going to go empty here from the 9-yard line. Prescott's got great protection, and he's got Schoonmaker wide open. Touchdown, Cowboys. Now we're getting blown out here on the road. They're going to go for 2 for a second time. They failed the first one, but might have Schoonmaker open here. Now they're going to go to Gallup instead. He's way open. Jesus. 27-10. Can you believe it? We'll watch one last offensive drive just to get some more info, I guess, on the team. And it's always helpful to get as many plays in as you can without boring yourself to death, which after this drive is going to be the case if the score is going to be the same. But just can't feel confident at all about either side of the ball. You know, we had a really good start to the season after a poor week one, and ever since that 6-game win streak, we've been very inconsistent, both with Craig and without. The defense has been inconsistent as well. It's not just the offense. You put up 10 points, you have a decent, first couple of drives on defense, and then because the offense can't move the ball and can't put themselves back in front, the defense has to do all the work until the offense can figure it out, and then by that point, the offense usually can't figure it out, and then you're just losing the game after that. So that's just pretty much been the case for a lot of these games. We've had a couple of comeback wins, obviously, but as I said last episode, you can't count on coming back from being down 2 scores in all of these games. You can't allow yourself to be losing by that much in all of these games because you're going to lose the majority of those. You're not going to win those. And now we almost throw a pick to Leighton Vander Esch of all people. Come on, Bolton, make some smarter throws here. Good protection, dumped off for Kupp. I mean, we're just using Kupp right now as a safety valve for like 5-yard throws. I get he gets 9 there, but he's just asking Cooper Kupp to get way too many yards after the catch. Like look at this. I think you take that on 3rd and 1, but on any other play call, a 4-yard stunt is not going to be a good route for most plays. Under 5 to go, though. We're back in the red zone. And look at that. What is that? We're just throwing 4-yard slants every time. That's not efficient, man. It's just not. Put together some differing plays. Get some downfield, some short throws, but not all of them on shallow crosses and short slants. Please. Get us a couple of post routes, 20 yards down the field. Give us a deep shot. 3rd and 7, Bolton just throws it away when he had a man open. What are you doing there? I'm going to be critical because you have to be if you want to win these games. 4th and 7. Bolton's got good protection. And he oh my god, it's caught. What? Thought he just threw a pick. But it's off the hands of Diggs. I still can't. What? I can't believe that was caught. Cooper Kupp with some great awareness there. 1st and goal. Bolton pressured on the move, out of bounds. I mean, at least he's taking care of the football, I guess. That was definitely a turnover-worthy play, and now he's sacked by Leighton Vander Esch, who literally gets to him unblocked. How come that's happening every game now? Way more than usual. There's another instance. Just completely unblocked. Come on, dude. Now we got 4th and goal from the 12. We're not scoring here. This drive's going nowhere. Good protection for Bolton. And he throws it off the mark for Randolph. What? He's wide open. Bolton, how? There it is. Another blowout loss. Our 4th straight. Things are going well here for the Rams. Frankly put, I'm kind of becoming convinced that we're in store for essentially the exact same thing as last year. I'm fully now expecting a 1st-round exit in the wild card once again, and we're probably going to put up 10, 14 points maximum there because that's all we're getting recently, man. Or worse. 27-10. Prescott was pretty much perfect after the first 2 drives. It was pretty much funny how the one sack we got was on their very first possession, and it was the only stop we had on Dallas all game long. The only, actual stop. So, that's why pressure is important. We got no pressure on Prescott the entire second half, and he was literally perfect to not have a single incompletion after the first 2 drives. What more can you do? Well, you can do a lot better, actually. Chad Bolton took 2 sacks. One of them came in garbage time, so who cares? But 25 for 40, 5.5 YPA, way lower than Prescott's. It's always lower than the opposing quarterbacks every single game. 221, he took care of the ball, but he missed a lot of open throws, just like always. And some throws he threw away when he had an open guy, or at least a chance to make a throw. And right now, I'm just not a fan. And Pollard walked all over us, 134 on 20 carries. Never had like a huge run. Had a couple of chunk plays, but never any huge run for a massive gain. And just goes to show that once again, this defensive line is way worse than last year, even though they weren't even that good last year. Receiving wise, Cooper Kupp goes for just over 115 catches, by far led the game, and we forced the ball to him, but 6.9 average, the lowest for all of the top 6 receivers across the game. So once again, why can we not throw the ball beyond the line of gain? I don't know. Some games we do throw it deep, in some games we literally throw it short every single time. 1 sack for Reddick came on the first drive, and that was it for the Rams. Just a disappointing game on top of a pretty much a disappointing year, because we're going to have a worse record than last year despite having Craig supposed to be better. He got hurt. He's been out for half the year now, and we are all the worse for it. 1 no injury coming out of the game, and it's going to be Zach McCoy done for the regular season. Great. In post-game press conference, Coach knew it would be tough coming in. A tall task against this kind of offense. What do you take away from the loss? I don't even care. I already gave my thoughts. -5 morale for the entire defense. Oh yeah, and the Niners won their game. So next episode, we are fighting for the playoff spot. They're 9-7. We're 9-7. It's win and in this game. Right now, we have the 4 seed. They have the 7 seed. But if we lose and some other teams win, then our year is over. So we're fighting for a wild card spot right now. And they're one of the league's best offenses. We'll do this scenario for the game next episode. But that's what we've got in store coming up. We were 9-3 at one point. Had a lot to look forward to. And then we have been blown out in 4 straight games. And now we're here, and our year is on the line next episode. We're going to end off by offering Ronnie Stanley a 2-year deal instead, and he will take it. So we bring in Ronnie Stanley, and I don't think Byron Young has earned this contract. He wants a 3-year deal at 28 years old, only at 81 overall, X Factor, but he's been worse ever since he got the X Factor. Since his rookie year, he's essentially only dropped off the map since then. He's had, 2 decent years since then, but that's not good enough for what he needs to be as the X Factor. So I'm withdrawing my offer for him. He's going to be heading elsewhere somewhere else, and we're going to have to bring in another pass rusher because I think we're still missing a guy that can come in and be a dominant force game after game. We haven't seen Quincy Badnight be dominant each game. Haven't seen Reddick be dominant each game. He did have a sack in this episode, but the first half of the season, he didn't do hardly anything. Now we got some more contracts to try and finish up. Let's try and bring in Avila here. I'm totally down for even more years, and I'll offer more money. And there we go. We got him back. For McLennan, though, I would rather go with somebody who wants to be here, so I think we can find better depth in the open market for him. And middle linebacker, I still want to bring in Chris Barnes. He wanted, I think, just more years, right? To offer this basic contract. He wants some more money. I forgot that was the same one that I just offered. Oh well. For Zach Evans, I think I still want to bring him back, but I think he wants a bit too much money. But he is intrigued. I got last one here for Nick Harris. I'm going to offer him a little bit more money on let's do like a 3-year deal. Why not? There we go. Now he's going to be our long-term backup at center behind McCoy. But now he's going to start because McCoy's out. And our final offer of the day is going to be for Michael Hoyts. Offer him a little bit more than his last contract. And he wants a bit more. And so that is where we are, and that is where I leave you. We're going into the biggest game this season. We have won against some really great teams, but we have lost against some really bad teams. We have a lot to think about, a lot to figure out, but it's been a very strange season. I have a feeling it will only continue next episode, so you'll watch this game next episode, folks. I'll see you guys there. Please like, subscribe, comment down below as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.